Happy New Year.
It's your girl, Baby J. Yo, it's been a while. It's been a long time coming, but I'm back with a vengeance. Hopefully, it's a new year. Happy 2019. I hope y'all had an amazing new year. I hope y'all had like some crazy experiences. I think I want to talk about my experience dating all the signs. I saw this girl. I'll link her channel name below down in the description box, and I saw her and she basically gave her, 401k on like all the signs of how it was dating every single one of those signs. And y'all know I got all the tea. I haven't like been in a romantic like official relationship with all the signs, but I've definitely like dated and been involved with people and like was talking to all the signs. I think I'm gonna give y'all the real tea today. Are y'all excited? Comment down below if you're excited. Comment down below also, in your opinion, the best sign to be in a relationship with. Which zodiac sign would you want to date and marry for the rest of your life? Like, comment, share, and subscribe or whatever. Oh shit, y'all, my frontal white as shit. The first sign of the zodiac, Aries. And it's crazy how I just said the first sign of the zodiac and the number one sign of the zodiac, because I think every Aries thinks they the number one motherfucker in the room. First sign that I ever got cheated on by was an Aries. An Aries constantly needs to be stimulated. You need to be a lot to keep an Aries interested, and that can be exhausting. But luckily the Aries that I dated had like a lot of energy. He had a lot of earth energy in him actually that balanced that out a bit, but still he always constantly needed this sense of something is going, we're driving somewhere, we're doing something, we're working, and sometimes it was a bit much, but I respect it. The most serious relationship that I've ever been in was with an Aries. I'm a Leo, so according to astrology, Aries and Leos are supposed to get along really well. And it's like, even if something's clearly wrong, like if they don't find it wrong, the Aries is just kind of like, no. So I don't see the issue. Until I see the issue though, I'm gonna just keep on doing what I want. And Leos are like that too, but in a different way. Two fire signs, we like power. You know what I'm saying? We like power, we like being in control, we like to dominate. That also was an issue because a lot of times certain things almost felt like a slight competition. But it was like a good competition most of the time because we pushed each other to be the best. And sometimes like it would kind of be a competition to see who was winning in like an argument, and then it would both get us to act but crazy and but wow. It's like with that relationship, it was either really, really, really good or really, really, really bad. Like no in between. But that was because of other things in the chart. But yeah, you can't judge somebody based off just their sun sign. You have to judge the compatibility with everything in the chart to really get that full extent. So I like that they're like hardworking, and like when they have a goal, they're not gonna stop at nothing, because I'm gonna be real, I like bosses. I like people who are on their game, and I like people who are like super talented, super driven, and like hustlers. I really like that. That's turns me on. Next on the list, we're gonna talk about Taurus. Okay, so actually this is interesting. The first boyfriend that I ever had was a Taurus, and that relationship was complete shit. I'm gonna be 100% honest in this video, so like don't get no hurt feelings. Remember, you not just your sun sign, so I'm not hating on all Tauruses all over the world. I'm just saying. First of all, he's a very attractive guy. Taurus, they're ruled by fucking Venus, I suppose. Yes, I'm pretty sure Taurus is ruled by Venus. That gives the person natural like attractiveness, that earthy attractiveness to them. And he was the type of guy that everybody like wanted him, everybody wanted to be with him. Yeah, I liked him too, but actually my friend liked him more than I did, I believe. He ended up choosing me, and it caused like a rift between that relationship, because stupid girl bullshit. Like, I don't even give a fuck about none of that shit no more. Yeah, it really caused a really big issue between me and this one girl's like relationship. Like, she kind of didn't like me. Taurus, y'all are clever, because what he did, he got super close to my friend, and he knew that my friend was close with me, so then he got super close with her so that he can get to me. A whole tea. He didn't want her as much as he wanted me. The girl wanted him, so he finessed her to get to me. So that caused the rift between our relationship, because I still ended up messing with him while I dated him. So Tauruses can be very sneaky. They can be very clever and cunning. Usually attractive and very sensual. He wanted to have sex, and I didn't really want to have sex, so I just wasn't ready. But he was always like super touchy-feely, and he was like my first experience with like, I guess, pleasure being inflicted on by like a guy. Like he was the first guy that I ever had anything like sexual with. This might be a lot, but you know, we being honest, like, you know what I'm saying? We were in his parents' car and they were driving us back. They were driving me back home, and we were in the back seat, and he was the type to slide his hand down to the journey of, you know, all the wet and moist, okay, the land of the sea, the land that's overseas, okay? He was very slick with it, and that's what I really liked about him. But at the end of the day, he did not have that personality that I needed, that I really was looking for in a relationship. So I had to dead it, and I really wasn't into him that much because I was young. I didn't even really know what I wanted anyway. So I ended up breaking up with him. And funny thing is, freaking Tauruses, they never get upset. But when they do get upset, it's like they just completely black out, like they go off. So I was at a party, and literally like 3 weeks later, I know that sounds crazy, but literally like 3 weeks later, I ended up being in a relationship with another person, and I guess he found out about that, and he was mad. So but we ended up being at the same party. So then when we were at the same party, like, he was friends with my friends, and he saw me at the party. And he didn't really say nothing. I was like, I didn't expect him to say anything either. But then he came up to my friend, and I was standing right next to her in the group. He said hi to every single person in the group except for me. And I was like, oh, so you're really not gonna say anything to me? And then this nigga had the nerve to call me a fucking bitch. And then in that moment, I was like, what did you just say? And then he said it again. He was like, bitch. I said, and then I just went to slap him. Everybody stopped. They was like, no. And then he was trying to come at me, and I was trying to buck at him. And it was like a whole scene. We was acting real ratchet at this like Jack and Jill party, which is like a really bougie like black event or whatever. Y'all are chill, they are cool, y'all are sensual, but just usually not my steez. Gemini. I talked about y'all in my sexy zodiac sign videos. So many people always hate on Geminis and say that Geminis are fake and wishy-washy, and I've seen that side of Geminis. I've definitely seen Geminis that are super bitchy, super fake, super flighty, and will turn on you in a second. Geminis are my guilty pleasure because I love when somebody is super clever and when they can say the right things and they're just on point, because I don't know, I think that's so sexy. I don't know, flirtatious banter and stuff like that really, like, I don't know, it makes me super attracted and turned on by a person. I never committed to a Gemini, I was in a committed relationship with a Gemini, but every Gemini guy that I talked to, funny how I said talk to, because that's all they like to do, talk. I used to have like the best conversations. I would have the best conversations with Gemini. They would be filled with like witty, clever jokes, and I like that shit. So it really was like intriguing to me, and it really like made me super interested in Gemini men for a while. I hear all the time that they can't be trusted because they're too wishy-washy, so I don't know how I would feel about being in a relationship with a Gemini, but I love Gemini personality. So if there was a Gemini with a lot of more stable energy in their charts, then, you know, who knows? Cancers! The crabs. Have I dated any Cancer men? I don't know if I've ever talked to a Cancer guy. Oh! I went on one date with a Cancer male, but I'm pretty sure his chart was filled with lots of fire and air because he was all over the place. He was definitely the type of person that liked to talk, and didn't really listen to what I had to say that much. But then when he did listen to what I had to say, he was really taking it in, I believe. I did appreciate though that like the Cancer guy, like he took me out to somewhere like different, like it was like a walk along the boardwalk at night, looking at the moon, staring outside. You know what I'm saying? We're just chilling on a bench and talking for a long time and talking about spirituality and stuff like that. Like he was a very like spirituality like S type of guy on the outside. Like, you know, he had like a crystal around his neck, and he had dreads. You know, one of those shirts that look like Hawaiian, like but like not exactly. He had that vibe to him, so that was attractive, I guess. I don't know, I'm gonna have to have more experiences with Cancers to really get the full extent of them. Leos. Me dating a Leo. One thing I can definitely say, out of all the Leo guys I've ever like talked to or like been involved with, they were always so fine. Like, they were always ridiculously hot. Oh my god, you're so hot. Like, that was the Leo guy for sure. I can't name a single Leo guy that I have been involved with that wasn't extremely sexy. They were all so hot. And when it comes to personalities, like, I'm a Leo myself, so a lot of times I found that it either was too much, like it was very dramatic. For the most part, it's a very cool vibe, it's a chill vibe, it's an understandable vibe. There's this guy and we share the same exact birthday, and our connection is like, we definitely get along. Like, we get along easy, and it's cool, and it's chill, and it's like cool. There's nothing like spectacular there because we are too similar. Leos are so loyal. They'll do anything for their lover. They go hard for the lover. They're the person that's like really investing a lot of time, energy, and money into their lover. Like, they're super dope to be in a relationship with, okay? And they're super thoughtful. Like, they're the person that's gonna think about doing something that you just said, that one thing, like back in the day, like you made a tweet that you like, I don't know, red roses, that's too basic, but you know, something, then they're gonna like, you know, do something involving red roses. They're gonna give you like a bracelet with a red rose on it. Like, that's a Leo. Virgos! In my whole entire life, I have never dated a Virgo. Ever. Like, at all. Oddly enough, the first extremely freakiest person that I ever encountered was a Virgo. And that's weird to me because Virgos are supposed to be the virgins. You wouldn't think a Virgo would be freaky, but that's it. They probably are super freaky and you just don't even know it. First experience I've had with a very freaky guy, and he was attractive and he was kinky, and I don't know. It was also bad because I think he was low-key cheating on his girlfriend, trying to be all flirtatious and shit with me. So I don't know, duh, but like, I don't know. That was the first kinky guy that I ever really encountered. Like, I was like, oh shit, niggas is out here eating ass and shit. Y'all can use y'all imagination. I'm talking like chains and shit, girl. Like, woo! God, it was crazy. Libras. Now sis, brother, family. A Libra ruined my relationship. Well, I let the Libra ruin my relationship because here's the thing. They are so damn flirtatious, and they're so flirtatious to the point that you'll think that they like you and only you, but they be flirtatious with everybody. There's one specific Libra that's popping up in my head right now, and I can't stand him. He had this energy about him that was like, okay, you know this is not serious, but at the same time, if I didn't know that this wasn't serious, I'd be in love with you. Not in love, but I'd like you a lot. I don't think I've ever dated a Libra, but there was one guy that I was super attracted to, and he was a Libra sun, but he had lots of water in his chart as well. But he was also a very good person at, you know, conversing and having a conversation. You know, and I really liked that we had an awesome mental connection as well as this deep, watery connection that I need to feel fulfilled. But even though he was like literally so much older than me, like almost a decade, it was still a vibe.
Scorpio.
Oh! I need a minute. Scorpios. Damn, like, what can I say about the Scorpios? Y'all already know how I feel about this energy. I love this energy so much because there's a big part of me that needs this energy in order to feel loved, like truly loved, because Scorpios are the people that just have that, they bring that intensity. And they bring that, like, when it comes to love, it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm in a relationship with this person. Like, no, I am a part of this person. We are literally bonding our souls together. And that's, you know, 8th house, hella 8th house energy, my love planets, you know what I'm saying? Pluto in the 1st. Like, I I need that in order to feel like, yes, this is dope. For some reason, the two signs that I always end up attracting into my life, like often, are Scorpios and Aquariuses. I don't know, every single Scorpio, like, you know, there's a lot to say. Like, I'm going everywhere, but I could tell this person anything, no matter how dark it is or how messed up it is, and they would still love me. That's what I really, really liked, because I'm an intense person myself. They could match my fly, and that was super sexy. You know, Scorpios are known to be like the super sexual sign. Like, it's not just fleeting sex though, it's like very deep emotional sex, not necessarily promiscuous sex. So it's like, I don't know, it just really makes me feel nice. The guy that I lost my virginity to was a Scorpio. That should say a lot. Okay, like, it's just something about them that's very, very comforting for me, because I know some people are like, oh my god, I hate Scorpios, they're so manipulative and blah blah blah, but I don't know. I've definitely seen the fucked up side of Scorpios, not even gonna lie. This one guy I was dating ish was a Scorpio. The possessiveness and the jealousy was definitely there, because he was in this situation where it's like he wanted to be with me, he loved me a lot, but at the same time he wasn't trying to settle down, but at the same time he wasn't gonna let me try to, you know, settle down either with anybody else, because he wanted me but he didn't want to be with me, and which was understandable because it was like the wrong time. Like, literally he was in college and I was a senior. No, I was a senior, junior in high school, like at a school that was like literally an hour and a half away, so it made no sense. But every time that we did hang out with each other and we got to see each other, it was just like a vibe, sis. Like, it was like a vibe, like a super deep connection and a lot of just energy and just like, you know, the whole thing. Like, they just have this way about them that I really, really adore. They can be real fucked up, and they're the type of fucked up that can actually like fuck a person up, like psychologically. They can also be amazing because they're gonna make you feel like you are the entire world, because they care so deeply about you, and they show that like through intimacy, and not just sex, but everything. You're literally everything to them. They view things in a very like all or nothing type of manner. So it's like when they're with you, they are with you. You know what I'm saying? They are with you, and that's just it. You know what I mean? They're fixed. They're a fixed sign as well. So it's like, yeah, they're water, but they're a fixed water sign. So it's like they choose to be with you, they're with you to the end of time. Even if you're not together, they're still with you. Unless you fuck them up. Then they're probably gonna kill you. But you won't even see it's coming. Evil motherfuckers. Every person that I was seriously involved with has an aspect of Scorpio energy in them. That should say something to you. Next. Sagittariuses. My second boyfriend was a Sagittarius. Stereotypically, Sagittariuses are known for being, you know, kind of free-spirited, and they don't really want to settle down because they're always like traveling and stuff. And I can say that with him because, first of all, I'm a Leo, so apparently, you know, according to astrology, based on sun signs only, Sagittariuses and Leos are supposed to get along. And when I met this Sagittarius, it definitely was like, it was a vibe, because our families were actually super close growing up. We met at an age where we don't even remember meeting because it was so young, but our families were so like connected because his grandmother was best friends with my aunt, so we kind of grew up alongside each other, but we never were close. Like, we never really met. It's hard to explain. Years and years later, we're sitting at the table, and he was visiting my aunt's house. My family was going out to dinner with my aunt or whatever, like my immediate family. I see him sitting at the table, and I was like, wait, let's see, who is that guy? Who is that guy? Like, who is that? Where he coming from? Is that my cousin? Like, who is this? Because he was just a cool, laid back guy. He didn't really say much. It's funny, he just called me today too. Like, what? I haven't spoken to him in like years. But we got to know each other, and we started like texting on Insta, and then next thing you know, like 2 weeks later, he was asking me to be his girlfriend super fast. And I was like, are you sure you want to commit to me that fast? Like, you know, like this is really quick. He was like, no, I want to be with you. I tried to like break up with him, but then he would try to do some like fucked up shit, like to try to manipulate me into staying with him. And then he was a hothead, so then he would just be yelling or just get super angry, and I would just be like, listen, man. It was definitely one of the first relationships that I guess were toxic. Like, it was a toxic relationship in my first experience with like a toxic relationship, because it was this constant like back on and back off. And I think at the same time, like, it was once again this type of thing where it's like he did not want me to be single, but there were times where he was probably messing around with other girls and other women. But if I did it, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the bad guy. I still to this day don't even know if I was cheated on or not. Like, I made a whole story time about it. I don't know if he cheated on me with his ex, or he was cheating with me on his ex, or I don't even know. Like, that whole thing was confusing as hell. And he always seemed to have a crazy ex. If you always have a crazy ex, that means you doing something to make them crazy. I don't care. Niggas always are like, oh yeah, like my exes are so crazy, or I don't get it, cause he's doing something that's making them crazy. So girl, don't trust him. I don't know what to say, cause I've really never been involved with a Capricorn guy, like romantically. No, I have one Capricorn guy friend, and he's cool, he's chill, but romantically, I've never been involved with a Capricorn guy, so I don't really have much to say. From what I can see, they definitely have like this dark sense of humor. Like, what I can say about my friend, he has this dark sense of humor that he only lets pop out when he feels like close to a person, and that could definitely be appealing. Never really gotten oh wait, I just remembered. There's this one guy on a cruise. We developed like a little kiki relationship. Not real relationship. It was like a very fleeting thing. He like, no. What's the next one? That's another one. Okay, there's Scorpios and there's Aquariuses. I always attract Scorpios, Aquariuses into my life. And every Aquarius I've ever been in, like every Aquarius I have a thing with, like romantically, friendship, like it's always like super dope, super cool. Aquarius is my opposite sign, so I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. It's always a dope connection. It's always a dope interaction, but it's never something I can be completely safe in. I don't think that I can completely fall in love with Aquarius and feel safe, because they have this way about them and this thing about them that's almost detached, and it's very, they need freedom, right? They need freedom. They don't like when things get too clingy, and I am super passionate. I have a Venus in Leo in the 8th and Mars in Cancer in the 8th. I need passion. I love intensity. I love that deep connection with somebody. And Aquarius, they can be very like, they're very mental. They're a mental sign. They like mental connection. They like things that mentally turn them on. They're very kinky though, and I like that because I like kinky stuff too. I have the best conversations with Aquariuses. My best friends usually have like tons of Aquarius energy in them. But relationships, I don't want to do it, because every Aquarius I got involved with, like relationship wise, like honey, they was just all over the place. I mean, they were there 1 minute and gone the next. There 1 minute, gone the next. And that is way too much for me. I can't do that. I can't, my mental health cannot take that. So I rebuke any freaking Aquarius walking into my life. The moment that I find out somebody's an Aquarius, I'm just kidding, I'm not actually going to do that. But the moment I find somebody's Aquarius and I'm actually interested in them, I'm just be like, it's a dub. The first guy that ever played me was an Aquarius. Like, truly played me since I've been to Los Angeles was Aquarius. And I don't even know if he played me. It's like so weird. And they're weird. And I really like weird too. Hard to figure out, weird, bad boy, awesome sex, different. I can't with y'all. I love y'all and I hate y'all. There you go. I was super into this guy, and he made it seem like he was super interested in me. Like, he went out of his way for me, was doing nice things for me, taking me to all the nice places. I mean, having like conversations to like 3 a.m., you know, going on long dates and like literally being the last 2 people in the restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that deep vibe and all that like getting along because we were both weirdos, and then totally flipped to never seeing this guy ever, never getting hit up by this guy at all, and he just like he fell off the face of the earth. Like, what type of evil individual does that except for an Aquarius? Like, what is that? Like, what is the point? And I don't think that they mean to do that, because from what I understand, it's just like a thing for them. It's like they need their space and they need their time to like flourish and do their thing, and a lot of times too much intimacy too fast like freaks them out. I know that even from my friends that are Aquariuses, so they kind of just like back away when things get too much, or if they feel like to anything. Better communication would be nice. Maybe should try doing that more. And last but not least, the sign that takes on everybody's garbage, the Pisces. No, but seriously, Pisces is really symbolic of all the signs because they are the last sign of the zodiac. In astrology, they represent the person's deep like psychological nature, you know, the psychological makeup of a person, the spiritual aspect of the person that you can't really put your finger on. You know what I'm saying? This is the 12th house. This is the art. This is the creative. This is the dreamer. This is the intuitive energy. When it comes to all the Pisces that I've ever been involved with in my life, I usually had ended up having super like esoteric conversations with that person, or super like creative artsy type of conversations, talking about things that are very like fluid and vivid, full of like energy and color. I know that sounds weird, but listen, stick with me. That is what a Pisces is. They're literally like a big ball of creative energy. Every connection I really had with a Pisces goes back to this place of creative energy to some extent, you know? Like the first Pisces that I was ever involved with, we were super close. We connected on a very deep level. He was a guy that I could talk to for hours. Like, we connected so deeply, right? I could talk to him for hours. I consider him to be a best friend, but yet I've never met him in person. But like, we would always like FaceTime, and we would always like talk on the phone, and it would just be a vibe. And we always had like plans of meeting each other, but you know, it just didn't happen. But literally, I talked to this guy almost like every day for like a year straight. One day he just fell off the face of the earth, and we didn't talk anymore. He stopped texting me, he stopped calling me. He literally disappeared out of my life. This seems to be a theme. Yeah, like he literally just disappeared out of my life after giving me all this emotional support, all of this love and care. And I mean like that deep love and care where it's like, oh, like I'll be thinking about something and then he'll know what I'm thinking about, or he's finishing my sentences, I'll finish his sentences before I even speak. I felt like I was really truly connected with this guy, but then he disappeared on me after a year of all of that stuff. And it was so bad. Like, he even disappeared from his family. Like, his sister and his brother was like calling me, asking me like, yo, do you know where he went? Like, I'm gonna call him Keith. Like, do you know where Keith went? I don't know where Keith is. I said, I don't know. Like, he just stopped talking to me. I assumed like it was an issue. He was like, no, like we haven't seen him. And that's Pisces. It's like once they get into an emotional rut, they can be stuck in there for a very long time, and it can be very dangerous to their own like mental health, because they are the type of people that can wallow into some bullshit and stay there, and they're escapists. They want to escape. They don't really want to set into reality when stuff goes wrong. They want to like fly off into the distance and not be at that place anywhere but here. Dreamers. And that's something that I could not stand, because I'm like, why would you give me all of this and give me all of that attention, and I'm giving you all this attention, but as soon as something happens with you so bad, you feel like you can't even talk to me, so then you just go off and disappear somewhere, and then you leave me feeling hurt, and you leave me feeling like I'm lost and like I did something to you. An imbalanced Pisces is a dangerous person to fall in love with. But a balanced Pisces, a Pisces that, you know, has some grounding energy to them, can be very, very lovable and loving and kind and sweet, and the relationship could be deep and everything that it ever wanted. Well, yeah, guys, that was all the 12 signs of the zodiac and my experience dating them or messing around and hooking up or hanging out with the freaking zodiac signs. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you let me know what was your favorite sign that you was ever in a relationship with. Comment down below and tell me why. I'm actually seriously interested, because, you know, I love Aquariuses and Scorpios and stuff like that, but I want to know what y'all think. So make sure you comment down below and check that out. You know, happy New Year. Do something inspiring, whatever that means to you. And I'm sending you nothing but love, happiness, and peace. I love you guys. Bye.